Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share part 2 in my Dark Academia series. I have 3 books that I'm hoping to get to in this vlog, and I thought I would just go ahead and introduce the books. I did add a new one to the initial list that I showed you. This is obviously a trope that I like, a subgenre that I enjoy, so I'm going to be adding to this, but I'm trying not to do that too much because the whole point of all of these series that I started is to knock down the books on my TBR. But for my in-person book club, I did add a book to my TBR that falls under this subgenre, so I decided to go ahead and read that first, and that is the St. Ambrose School for Girls by Jessica Ward, which is a pseudonym of J.R. Ward. Next up is The Cloisters by Katie Hayes, and I love this cover, and this probably isn't what you would consider a traditional Dark Academia, but if you look up the definition of like what Dark Academia is and you know, stuff like that, and you go with like the vibes, it definitely fits the vibes. Brunch has been consumed. I want to give you a couple of examples of why I'm not connecting to the writing. The first thing is that because of her bipolar mania, she goes into these like almost fever dream-like hypnotic states, and it just kind of gets a little bit nonsensical. I realize that's probably good representation. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that, but let me give you an example. So she went to this CVS, she's walking back to the school, and she kind of just stops, and it says, "I watch as the brown roots pull down the dense black ends, the length extending from my head on a fast forward reel that has pedestrians and traffic going by at blurring speed. The ends curl up, the roots stay straight, and I see it reaching my hips, my knees, the pavement, the false black color now a minor footnote to the brown dominant whole. I watch a municipal worker with a hose wash me down, and the weight of my hair ropes with the water. I watch the water dry. The length continues to extend, even as my clothes rot off my body, ragging away, falling free in strips like the flesh of a zombie. My hair grows down the sidewalk, following the gentle undulated of the storefronts. It reaches the traffic light and ignores the red signal. It grows like a tsunami, filling the valley created by the 2 sides of the street and then overflowing the 10 blocks of retail to submerge the tiny houses with their old cars and cheap garden gnomes. It rushes towards the border of New Hampshire. It becomes a national emergency. I must be eliminated by the government before my hair weighs so much it cracks the landmass off the seam of the Continental Divide, this part of the country falling into the ocean and sinking down under the saltwater depths. How ironic, I'd be surrounded by the stuff and yet only need 4 cups. With the snap of a rubber band, the hallucination's tensile strength fails, and I re-enter my body, my consciousness returning home with the sound and sensation of a door being slammed. My head whips up to level. The muscles in my neck straining to catch the weight of my skull. I wobble in my boots and put a hand up to my head. I breathe shallowly through my open mouth, my heart playing castanets in my chest. That is when I hear the laughter, and that is when I see the bright colors and the blonde hair flanked by 2 brunette side stones. So you see that she had this like kind of like hallucination. I guess that's a better word for it. But it almost feels like fever dreamish. Like you'll just be going along and then you get one of these like hallucinations. So that's difficult to read about. But then just like the normal writing is very overly descriptive instead of just like saying what she means. I read a portion to Keisha the other night when I was on Spritz with her, and she was just like, what? So I'm gonna try to find that for you and read it to you as well. I wait in line at the 3 igloo coolers by the observation tower. When it's my turn, I plunge my hand into melted ice and come up with a bottle of water. I am quick to sidestep for the person behind me, and I retreat to the exact same place I was standing before. The twist top makes a crackle as I free it from its rim, and then I am drinking, my hot and dry throat like the roots of a twig-like plant that struggle to grow up here, catching and holding the cool water and the wet. My stomach is a basin at my body's room temperature, and as I guzzle, a ball of refrigeration coalesces there. I stop myself at the halfway mark. I don't want to have to pee in the woods on the descent. Why couldn't she just say like, I got a bottle of water and it was refreshing? So all of that to say, I don't really like the hallucination bits because they happen randomly. There's no build up for it. It just happens suddenly, as I'm sure it does if you're bipolar with mania, but it's still confusing to read about. And also just the over description and stuff like that. But I am going to push through because it is for my in-person book club, and I'm already at like a third of the way in. So I figured if I just turn on the audiobook, listen, finish it, I can give you my final thoughts. But yeah, so far it's not looking good. I just finished the book and it was okay. I think I'm going to give it 2 stars because I think some people might like it. I didn't personally like it. There were parts that I did and parts that I didn't. I would say the parts that I did were like the pranks, the roommate situation, the hot RA situation, the murder that happened. But the parts that I didn't like were the hallucinations, the writing, her not being able to make friends, there being such a small cast, as in like she wasn't making friends. I mean, I know that's believable, but at the same time there was like, I didn't want there to be like a large cast. I just wish our main character didn't also have to be a loner, didn't also have to wear all black, didn't also have to have a difficult relationship with her single mother. You know, there was just like, I don't know. I really need to think about it. And this is the book that my book club is reading this month. So I will be able to talk to them and get their thoughts and feelings, and maybe they can persuade me, you know. But J.R. Ward is better known for her vampire books. And in her author's note, she says, I wasn't looking for Sarah M. Taylor when she came and found me 4 years ago. I have a fantastic day job penning books about vampires that takes up pretty much all of my time. And she just couldn't get the story out of her head, so she wrote it. And she said, And when I saw what she was affected by, I was immediately aware that her bipolar disorder diagnosis and symptoms were something that had to be treated with the utmost respect. They couldn't be a plot device or depicted in a cartoonish or one-dimensional kind of way. I proceeded to extensively research the subject and speak to people who have received that diagnosis. I also made sure early on that the book was read by individuals with personal, relevant experience to ensure that things were correct. However, I think it is very important to acknowledge that I have no direct personal experience or background with being bipolar. So I'm glad that she, like, you know, said that she researched it and, you know, had readers and, you know, stuff like that. So I do think that it seemed, from a non-bipolar person, it seemed like good representation, because I never got like that icky feeling that you do when you just like know that it's like a cartoonish or villainized way. I didn't feel that way, but I feel that it was very difficult reading like a fictional book about someone with bipolar and with hallucinations and stuff like that. I don't know, it's so hard. Like, I don't want it to come off like she didn't do a good job with it. It was just really hard for me to personally read. And I think that's all I want to say on this one. I'm gonna talk more to my book club about it and think about it. You know, I have plenty of time to think about it, but I just finished the book and I wanted to update you because next we're going to be moving on to the Cloisters. All right, I don't think I've really updated you guys on the Cloisters yet, but I have been reading it. I read 2 chapters last night and I just made it to chapter 8. So I read 5 chapters today. 5, 6, 7, no. Can I do math? So I'm about 1/4 of the way through, and it's really hard to kind of like tell you what the book is about because like not that much has happened yet. Basically, we have our main character who is in college, but she's trying to get like a summer internship, and she had one lined up at the Met. When she got there and she was doing like the orientation or whatever like that, they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, the person that you're supposed to be working under actually had this job opportunity abroad, so we don't need you anymore. And she had already like left her home, brought all of her stuff to New York, had an apartment, all of this. So this other guy walks in and he's like, actually, we could use her, and it's the Cloisters. So he takes her to this like new location. There's like gardens, there's like ancient books and rare books and like tarot decks and stuff like that. But she's basically like working alongside this other woman named Rachel. And I don't know exactly like what she's working on. It's not very clear what's going on so far, but the vibes are immaculate. Hello my beautiful friends. I got some new markers and highlighters today, and this is just bringing me so much joy. I got 4 new mile liners. these are the colors that I got. I got 2 of these dual brush tip markers by Art Alternatives. I got the navy and the orange. I don't think they have like other color names. I don't know if they do or not. They are what they are, but they have a large brush tip and then they have a like normal marker side, but I was just drawn to these colors, so I got those. And then I got a new Papermate Inkjoy pen. It's a gel pen, but it's like a quick dry, so you can like write something and then immediately like rub it and it won't smudge. So I picked those up all individually. And then I also got this cute little weekly notepad because I have my desktop computer back here and I do keep my bullet journal back here. I've been keeping this one since last year. It lasts me about 2 years, but it stays back here. So if any things come in on the computer or I'm planning back here, I also have this wall calendar right there. Anything that happens back here, I plan it in here, but I actually have my laptop out in the dining room and I don't like, sometimes something happens out there while I'm on my laptop and I need to write it down somewhere. So, and I also need to transfer like this stuff from this to this. So I have all of the dates and stuff out there. Finally managed to find, this was I think $5, and I mean it's a pretty good size pad. It will last me a while, and what I like about it is it's not dated, so you can kind of just use it whenever you need it. So basically it has a place for the month, and I just wrote the weeks like July 31st to August 6th, and then what week number it is, and then it has a place for to-dos, and then it just has Monday through Sunday set up. So yeah, I went ahead and wrote down my to-dos for this week, and I'm excited about it. So just wanted to show that off because like I said, this was like $5, and then I bought all of these individually, which surprisingly, like mild liners, like if you get a pack of mild liners, they're pretty pricey, but buying them individually at this place that I got them was actually pretty cheap. So I'm excited about that. And I think I was running out, my red was drying out, so now I can throw that away. And I just liked these, so it just brought me joy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go read now that I have this all done. I'm gonna take this out there and put it by my, and I might wait until I burn this candle out that Marisol got me. It was just part of our summer exchange. She sent this and I absolutely love the scent. I don't know, I don't remember, Sun-Kissed, that's what it was. And it just smells so good, but I literally want to burn like the last little bit, and then I might just use it for like a pin thing out there. Yeah, but I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna go get in bed. I'm going to read for a little bit, and because I'm enjoying it. It's slow going, but I'm really enjoying the atmosphere and stuff. So I'm gonna read more of that. Might take a little nap because I've been running around today like crazy, and well, it's Monday. It's always crazy on Mondays. I just made an egg and cheese bagel. I made this tea last night, which is a cold brew tea. And I have never had this flavor before, but I love the cold brew teas. They're by Bigelow Botanicals Cold Water Infusion Teas, and this flavor is strawberry lemon orange blossom. So excited to try it. But I made a big batch of it last night because I thought I was going to be going to the beach today, but I'm not going to be doing that. I don't feel well, and I also had to do a couple of live shows on YouTube. I do live shows for the book of the month picks and the artwork picks. Let's try it. It's good. So I did that, but I'm just also not feeling well. Like just a minute ago, I was really nauseous, and I do not know why, but I was really nauseous, and I was like, I really thought it was gonna happen, but it didn't, thank goodness. But I wanted to check in because I haven't had many reading updates because I've just been like trickling through the Cloisters. I'm enjoying it. I'm just life, you know. But right now, I just wanted to get some tea, and I am gonna eat my egg and cheese bagel sandwich, which looks delicious. And I have some Patreon housekeeping that I need to work on. So I'm gonna work on that today. The first of the month is always like inviting new members, people that left, making sure they're completely gone and stuff. But I have this little notebook to keep me accountable. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be doing a lot of computer work this morning, and then I want to read more of the Cloisters today. Maybe I could make it a goal and try to finish it today. Right, just got out of the shower, so excuse my appearance, but I wanted to show you what I'm having for breakfast. I'm having my normal egg and cheese bagel. So I have my eggs cooking, I have my bagel in the toaster, and I have my American cheese slice waiting. But I also am eating some cottage cheese, and I'm also going to drink this Dunkin' iced coffee cake batter donut drink. This is part of the bakery series, and I had the brownie batter last night and I really enjoyed that. And I'm back to tell you, no reading update, because I did not read it all yesterday. I had a migraine from the time I woke up until 10:30 at night, and so no reading was had. But I'm gonna make all of this. I'm gonna watch a little movie while I'm eating my breakfast. I'm currently watching The Cabin at the End of the World, whatever that movie is called. Just watch a little bit of that. I'm just kind of watching it slowly, but watching that, and then I'm going to get ready and I'm going to read. Okay, here's the deal, friends. Have I read any of the Cloisters? No, but for good reason. And I'm going to, I promise I'm reading today. But mental health is a priority, and today I'm not doing good. I'm playing the comparison game, and comparison is the theft of joy, and I refuse to let myself feel this way. So I have like a little mini part series that I'm doing. So first things first was to acknowledge that that's what I was doing. I even told a friend, this is what's happening right now. And they assured me that I am awesome, that I don't need to compare myself. Who the heck would I even compare myself to? Step 2 was I took Charlie for a walk. We only went on like a mile walk, but she has some like leg issues that we're working through, and I was really proud of her on that walk. Step 3 is I'm gonna treat myself, and I'm going to go to Starbucks and get a drink and a sandwich and eat it in my car, just so I don't have to be at home, and you know, all of that. And step 4 is to reach out to God and pray. I have been praying all morning, but I have this new devotional that I've been working on, and I thought that I could read a couple things out of here while I'm eating my lunch in my car. And then when I come home, my plan is to dive into the Cloisters. That's what I'm gonna do, because I need to, when I come back to this house, my pity party is over. I'm done with it. But I can go get my Starbucks, cry in my car, pray about it, read my devotional, and then I have to suck it up, Buttercup, because when we get home, we're back on track.
Thomas A. Edison, the inventor of the phonograph, has never before permitted his voice to be recorded for the public.
All right, friends, I did not want to leave you hanging. I'm home now, and I'm ready to tackle the day. Yes, it's 2 o'clock, but I have plenty of time to read my book and enjoy the day before my book discussion tonight. I had a good cry at Starbucks. I read my devotional. I had a crappy sandwich. I drank my coffee. I still have some left, but yeah. That felt really good, actually. Very cathartic, you know? So if you're having a tough day, I suggest you come up with an action plan maybe try mine. Go for a walk, read a devotional, go to a coffee shop, cry it out in your car, like listen to music. I was listening to Taylor Swift on the way. I was listening to Michael Jackson on the way home, like such a vibe. But yeah, just remind yourself that this is one little moment that you're going through, and you will break out on the other side. And just keep doing things that bring you joy and bring you peace. Okay, I think that's as good as we're getting with the camera. 2 updates. First update is I finally pulled out this owl mug that I got at Cracker Barrel, and I put all of my new markers in it, like the brush tips, the mild liners, my new gel pen. I also have my back scratcher and my nail file and my peppermint oil and my chapstick in here. So I just have this sitting by my laptop. Second thing is I have a reading update. Let's round of applause. Round of applause. I'm so proud of myself that I've been reading, and I have not taken a nap today, and that's on purpose because I'm gonna try to go to the beach tomorrow, and I need to wake up early to do that. So here we are with a reading update. I am more than 50%. I'm probably like 60%. I'm currently on page 174. And again, I'm really enjoying the story. It's just a very like slow-paced story because not that much is actually happening. It's more character driven, I feel like, than plot driven. I don't know, it's going very slow. It's not, I'm not like flipping the pages, but I'm just like immersed in like the academic setting of the Cloisters, and like, I don't know, I really love Rachel, I really love Anne, I really love Leo. Like, can I just be at the Cloisters, please? But we're starting to get to the end, so things are gonna start happening, and I'm very excited to see where the story goes. And I don't actually have like that much more to go because it's under 300 pages. It's only 297 pages because this part back here is all about Anne Stillwell's Guide to Reading Tara. So it's a whole bunch of like stuff back here. So I only have, I'm on what? 174. Very exciting. I am enjoying it. It's probably going to end up being like a 3-star if I'm being honest, which for as long as I spent reading it is kind of anticlimactic, but you know, they can't all be winners. So I will keep you updated. I will share my final thoughts when I finish. But I don't want to drag out the vlog any longer, so I'm just gonna like stop telling you my thoughts, read the rest of the book, and whenever that happens, I'll come back and update you. Okay friends, I'm here to wrap up this vlog. Initially, I planned to read 3 books in the vlog. I was going to read the St. Ambrose School for Girls, the Cloisters, and I was also going to include the Truants by Katie Weinberg. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to this book in time because the Cloisters took me 6 days to read, but I am going to read this in a future episode, so stay tuned for that. So subscribe to my channel, stick around, you'll see that eventually. But I did finish the Cloisters yesterday, and I'm so proud of myself that I stuck it out and I read. I do think that my star rating is a little bit affected, and just my overall reading experience with this book. It usually never takes me 6 days to read a less than 300 page book. I read The Ferryman, this book, in 2 days. So like, you know, you could tell that my mental health was not at its peak, as you will also see in this video. But I read it and I really did enjoy it. The atmosphere was everything. This is like such a great dark academia recommendation. Like, this book fits in here so well. It's about these academics working in a museum to help this guy Patrick, the curator, kind of discover tarot cards and see if they like reveal the future. Someone dies, there's poison, there's, I don't know, it's so good. But I think because of my little bit of like reading slump, mental health slump, life slump, I only rated it 3 stars. I do want to reread this one in the future because I just thought it was so good, but just because of like my own blockage, like I couldn't connect as much as I wanted to. The whole time I was reading it, I was like, wow, 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 I really like this. But like I said, because of all those, like my personal stuff, it like interfered with the reading experience. So I highly recommend this. I'm going to be recommending it on my podcast. I'm going to reread it again in the future when I'm doing a little bit better. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this, even though it didn't include the 3rd book. But like I said, I will be back and it will be in another video. But that's all for me. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a blue heart emoji in the comment section down below if you can't think of anything else to say, but just to let me know that you're here, you watched, you enjoyed. And yeah, all right, talk to you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.